Alright, we cut back in here again, guys. You can see I'm now level 12. Not much has really changed. I'm using Chakra and Bolus and back Caltrops for a little bit. The reason I didn't really show the progression after I got the necklace is nothing really interesting happens. So I didn't see much point in showing it all. I killed, actually I did a bounty with Curse Ryan, failed it. Was that it, really? Obviously hit level 12. Nearly level 13 now, so it's going a bit faster. Now we've got, sorry, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. We're now using a one-handed crossbow and a quiver, which is, oh, legendary. Cool. Don't expect to get legendary yet. Shame it's not a weapon, but whatever. Not bad at all. Definitely a lot better than what we're using. Okay, let's continue on. And nice, another level. Preparation is not a bad skill. It works really well with the, I want to say, Unhallowed Essence set. I feel like that's what it works well with. Ooh, Blood Vengeance. I quite like Blood Vengeance. It's increased our maximum hatred, which is nice, and increases, we get hatred for when we pick up a health globe, which is really, really, really nice. Oh, we've got another Gilded Baron here, which is quite nice.
I'm too low on discipline.
Not really. Chakram's not a great skill to be using against this kind of enemy, as you can see. Well, it's not failing completely, which is nice. Oh, you little shitbag. Come here. Gotcha. Yeah, I really like Chakram's skill. I find it really, really useful. It helps, especially if you manage to get enemies that are in like corridors and tight areas. You basically just wreck them completely.
Not enough discipline.
Because obviously it comes back on itself and it spins a little bit. It kind of spins in one area and comes back to that same area quickly. And it does a decent amount of damage. Oh, what am I doing? I suppose we needed to grab the gems, so not a total waste. What is the time? Okay, sorry. My little FPS counter that I have up here for my recording software covers up the time. Anything up in this little box here is covered, so it's difficult for me to like be able to keep track of what's going on. It tells me how long I've been recording for, which is nice, I suppose. It's not like you guys need to know any of that. But yeah, Bolus I think is a really good low-level skill because it's an AoE skill. It takes like a few seconds to trigger, but as you can see, I'm hitting him and it's hitting the other guy, so it's pretty decent. So I need to get used to how far we launch Chakram. I used to know all of this. I know I keep saying that, but I genuinely did. I used to know everything about Demon Hunter. It's not that I've forgotten it. It's just it's like as I'm playing it, things are starting to come back to me. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, that's how that works. I'm not really going to stand around killing all of those. They don't take long to come out, but they come out one at a time, and it's a waste of time in my opinion. Oh, we're back to the Cursed Hold. Do I want to continue? That's about there. We completed. I suppose we can't see. There it is. But it's a decently large area, I suppose. So might as well. So I can get rid of it flashing new. Oh, nice. Another new weapon. Does that put our damage up? Nope. Thank you, dokes. So you see, designing a new character, it's not necessarily that difficult to get up to a decent level. It's like, we're only level 13, I know, but it's not taken long to hit level 13. It's like, I know there'll probably be a few cuts here and there, so it might appear that it's taking me longer than it has, but mostly I've just cut out the boring fighting. Well, not that fighting is boring, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm kind of just like, just talking shit. Just, oh, fucking hell. I hate that. When you try to explain something and your brain's just like, nope, not going to help you with that. Ugh, I really dislike mortar enemies at low level. Nice, nice. Okay, that went better than I thought it was going to. Oh, shit, nearly walked into that. Okie dokie, nice. We're getting some decent, well, I say decent. We're getting decent for our level gear, which is pretty good. I think chakrams hit, even though it was like, so basically they hit here, and then they hit about here. Yeah, well, I was a little bit off. They hit about there, and then they then continue on forward. So if you want to throw, make sure you're about half the screen of the character, where half like your total screen width. So it normally hit about here. So make sure that that's where you're kind of keeping the enemies about half the screen away from you. Or obviously right up against you, because it also hits right in front of you. It does obviously double back around a little bit. Yes, fan of knives. Love that skill. What else do we get? Smoke screen, displacement. That'd be useful, but I don't know if I want it. I love evasive fire, but I want volatile explosions. Or explosives, sorry. As you can see, it's a massively large area. And I think at low level, the best things that you want are anything that does AoE based damage. Anything that hits an area is good, effectively, because you want to be able to hit as many enemies as you physically can. As that's the best way to deal with, obviously, especially I think for hardcore. I suppose that applies to any level. You always want to be hitting everything for as much as you can. It's kind of a redundant statement I made, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's more use at low level than trying to single target an enemy down. So if you know that you're only going to be facing a boss, then obviously switch to whatever's your best single target. But just for general leveling, I feel like you're going to benefit more. Like targets like this is going to end up just wasting time because there's only a single enemy. But I didn't really want him following me around. I think we might try a rift soon, actually. I don't know if that's a wise idea, but I kind of fancy trying a rift. So. I think what we'll do is we'll clear the rest of this area that we're on at the moment, because it's only a little bit up here before it's clear, and then we'll go try our hands at doing a rift. Obviously, if it gets too difficult, I think did we try one or was it? I got confused because obviously I had corrupted footage, like an hour's worth. Well, yeah, give or take about an hour's worth of corrupted footage. We're gonna go done. So I can't remember what we have and haven't done. I know I could just go back and watch the episode that I have recorded and the second episode, because this is, I suppose, I don't even know. I hate recording in massive chunks, especially if you accidentally split them up, because you're not sure which is which. Oh, shit. Alright, we'll get that open and dump our shit. Yeah, I brought a couple items, because it was just, you know, much better than wandering around with crappier gear. Because that's another thing. If you want to, that you should end up keeping in mind, guys. If you are, if you have really shitty gear, then always try to buy some from the shop. I know that it's very, very easy to get gear from enemies and stuff, but it's like if your gear is so bad you're struggling, then just buy some. It's better spending the money to make sure that you're going to stay alive than it is to die. Also, something you may have noticed, I switched the difficulty down to the one above hard, which I think is master instead of expert. Because once you get around about the area where the level when you're rifting, which is normally around about this level, between 10 to 15, then you kind of want to keep it on hard to master instead of expert, because it's not worth basically dying just for the sake of a slightly harder difficulty that you won't necessarily have any returns on, because it's more efficient to farm at this level. Well, I mean, it's more efficient to level, sorry, at this level than it would be to basically have it on like torment or whatever. If you can do torment, then obviously do torment. It's basically do whichever difficulty you're able to do and successfully do without any real hassle. Because if you do anything that's too hard and it's taking too long, then it stops being efficient. Yeah, I've always thought this, right? I maintain that, you know, because grotesque explosions, sorry, damage you and enemies and stuff. Why don't molten? That's always confused me. It's like molten explosions are massive. They do a lot of damage. Like if you accidentally stand in it, fucking shitbags, it hurts. But why doesn't that hurt the enemy? Yet the grotesque explosion hurts the enemy. It's always confused me. I've always found it to be really weird. Because it doesn't make any sense. I suppose it's to stop you from basically getting molten enemies, luring them into a massive group of enemy, and then taking out that molten enemy to destroy all the enemies. But at the same time, I feel like it adds a new level of strategy to the game if you're using the enemies themselves against the other enemies. Because with grotesques and stuff, if there's a large group, I will always try to kill the grotesque in that group because it just makes more sense to it. You're getting free damage effectively. What we got in here? Do we have any life regen apart from that? Life per second 62, yeah, okay, no we do. That's okay then. Nicely. I always like charge, because it stuns all the enemies within an area. Hey, we've got grenade, which I've always found to be a useful skill, because again, it's another AoE skill, but again, I really like bolas. Or bola, sorry. Yeah, I think they're bolas. Yeah, they are. But I know I've always really liked them, because they're so useful, especially for like crowd control. Well, no, actually, they're not useful for crowd control, because crowd control is stunning and stuff like that. But they're useful for taking out large groups of enemies, early game. I feel like they're probably one of the more useful early game Demon Hunter skills. And Fanonizer is fucking awesome. That's why you always need to make sure you keep some freaking hatred behind. I was an idiot. I need some what's that called? Discipline, isn't it? Yeah. Some discipline behind. I was an idiot. I didn't have any, and that could have easily just got me killed then. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that was sketchy. Nothing useful. But I think it's going well for us, guys. It could be going worse, that's for sure. It puts that damage up. Well, actually, I don't think it shows the damage increase there. I could be wrong though. It doesn't look like it's showing it. Oh god, I forgot how long rifts can take sometimes. But they're always quite good, because obviously you get the experience for finishing a rift, then you get the experience for handing in a rift, and it's like, you know, there's multiple reasons why rifting is good early game, basically. I know a lot of people will say that split bounty farming is, but split bounty farming at low level I find is actually quite difficult, because obviously not only do you have to contend with the fact that you're in an area on your own, and the enemies are basically their difficulty is obviously elevated to the fact that there is 4 players in the game, so you end up basically having to be able to solo. Sorry, sidetracked by these fuckers. Yeah, you have to basically be able to solo, or at least know that you can definitely solo a difficulty or 2 above what you're currently at, because that is basically the, like, increasing the difficulty by 4 players is the equivalent, I think, of like doubling your current difficulty. So if you're on hard, it would be the equivalent of expert or something like that. I could be completely wrong, but at least I thought that's how it worked. But yeah, it's basically, you've got to know for a fact that you're able to take it on. So like, split bounty farming is only useful if the players that you're with are actually good and they have decent gear and they're able to deal with it. Not bad, not bad. Okay, another level. And we got some boots. Ooh, and we got action shot, which is nice. It does damage as you're rolling past things. Shadow power is really useful because it increases our life per hit. I'm probably gonna go with that. I actually quite like using shadow power. We don't need steady aim. We're not. It's like, I know we're trying to keep our distance, but we can't always guarantee that we're going to keep our distance that far away. Don't know if this area is going to be good for Chakram, but these enemies are really annoying. Those little bugs, the ones that they shoot at you, do so much damage. If they all hit, oh my god, it's so really deadly. And yet you wouldn't expect them to be because they're little freaking bugs, but nope. They really hurt. Okay, actually no, that worked fairly well. 20 bites. How much damage do we lose? 6. How much health do we get? About 200 health. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna keep the bite trousers on. We're better off gaining, like, losing 6 damage to 12 for 200 health. Oof, okay. Oh, seriously, strength? Fucking, I hate that bullshit. Especially if you're currently really undergeared like me at the moment, and you see a yellow, you're like, yeah, oh, shit. We do lose some damage. We lose 4 damage, but we gain a lot in health, which is kind of more beneficial right now. So I said, you don't necessarily just want to get everything dumped into damage. It's a viable strategy for hardcore, but I've always found that you want to make sure that you have a decent stockpile of health. Like, keep your damage balanced and stuff, but if you're losing a little bit of damage for a significant increase in health, then go for the health. It will always benefit you more, like, in my opinion. Spike Trap is useful, but it's not something I want. Companion, again, useful, but not something I want yet. Okay, done. It looks like we can heal more than he's doing damage to us, so we should be okay just standing here. Oh, apologies if I've been quiet. I think my mic just dropped slightly, so. Okay, we're up to 125 life per hit and 99 life per second. Okay. So we want to be hitting more, like hitting as often as possible then. Which shouldn't be too hard given how much AoE we do. I mean AoE damage, AoE potential damage that we can do. Words not work so good today. Also, because it got me thinking, guys, in terms of showing every rift that I do, I'm not going to. I'm probably going to show you that I start it, speed up through the rest of it, or speed up through interesting parts where I nearly die or potentially do die. And then I'm going to skip to the boss and have you, and like, show you me killing him, because these rifts, depending on how difficult they are for me, they might take a while. Like, they could easily take 15 minutes time just to get through them. And obviously, if my episodes are only going to be 20 odd minutes long, then the majority of the episode is literally just going to be a single rift, and that's going to be no fun. So instead what I might do is, I might find some audio tracks and stuff that I can lay over top of it, and then just have the rift fed up, and that way you're still watching me level and everything, but it's not going to be boring. Oh crap, why did we have to get Olaf? I really dislike Olaf's early game, because he's the one which summons up variants of himself, which then, there we go, he's summoning them now. Spit out that, and that stuff hurt. We just want to move away. Okie dokes. That is that one done. New transmog, what? Starhelm? The hell is that? That's new. That's a lot to damage. We're gonna lose a lot on health, but if we go with everything, yeah, 1374. Yeah, we lose about 500 health. It's a little too much just for 20 damage. Starhelm, what the fuck? Oh shit, that looks awesome. What the hell is that? I'm really quite pleased with that. I don't know what it is. It's cool. Alright, let's go get this handed in, guys. Thank you kindly. Alright, what do we have here? Tangling shock, don't really care about that at the moment. Twin chakrams is nice, because it just throws out 2 of them, and you can spread your damage a bit more. It's nice. Meh. Cool, I suppose. Again, it's not something I want. What I'm using at the moment is pretty much what I'm going to go for a while. Let me put this away, as I don't want to accidentally have it destroyed. So weird having so little stash tabs. Right, I think that should wrap up whichever this episode is. I'm thinking it's probably going to be episode 3, maybe. I think I've recorded about an hour's worth of footage, so, like, obviously not in just this episode, but in total, with what I recorded beforehand. I don't know. But yeah, this is likely going to be episode maybe 3 or 4, so take care, guys. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, then please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. I'm hoping that the editing for this one's going to be better, or at least it's not going to be boring, and it should show off a lot of everything. But anyway, thank you guys. Take care, everyone. Thanks, and see you on the next one.